Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. Of course, many of you know we are on the air in Portland, Oregon on Max 910 AM, known as Talk Radio for Guys. And many of you have sent me a story from Portland, and I'm going to read this story. You don't have to live in Portland to care about it, but I know that our listeners in Portland are ripping mad about this. And I want to thank everybody. By the way, whether you're in Portland or Dallas or Seattle or Los Angeles or wherever you listen to the Tom Leykis show, you could send any article from your local hometown there to tom@blowmeuptom.com. It's tom@blowmeuptom.com. And I do read this stuff, as you see here, and I will use it. Many of you sent this story in from Portland, Oregon. Here it is, this one from KGW Television. When 18-year-old Rosa Montoya was crowned this year's Rose Festival ambassador for Portland's Roosevelt High School, she knew she would have to handle her duties differently than others. Montoya, a senior, is a single mother of a 7-week-old girl. Yes, that's your Rose Festival ambassador from Roosevelt High School. She's a leg spreader. That's right. Says here, some have been calling for her to step down from her role as ambassador right as soon as one day after she was crowned, saying she doesn't set a good moral example. It's the first time a mother has been selected as a Rose Festival ambassador. Jeff Curtis, executive director of the Rose Festival Association, disagrees. He says there are no rules organizing such things, and Montoya was more than willing to accept all obligations. By the way, I might add to the folks KGW, the word is accept, A-C-C-E-P-T, not E-X-C-E-P-T. That's your news source in Portland, Oregon, KGW. They don't own a dictionary over there at KGW. Okay. It says here, Montoya elected to go forward with the leadership role, knowing full well the backlash she would incur. Well, nothing like the backlash you're about to get now. She said everybody needs a role model, especially single moms. Well, you know what, dear? Here's what you need as a role model. Somebody who, if she can't keep her legs shut, can at least use birth control effectively. You don't want the teenage girls looking up to you. You slut. Just an opinion. I mean, come on. You're no role model. You're an 18-year-old single mother who got knocked up at 17. That is not a role model. It's not. Now, if you want to say that in Portland it's appropriate to make that a role model because just about everybody gets knocked up without an old man, without a husband, they just get knocked up. They just do that. There's just a lot of that going around. Well, fine. If you just want to throw in the towel and say, in Portland, this is how we do, all right? We just get knocked up. That's it. And that is our role model is someone who gets knocked up. She's pretty, but she got knocked up. So all the teenage girls can have a single mother to look up to. Well, fine. Then say that. Montoya added, it says here, that she gets inspiration from her relatives. Did they all get knocked up too? Before they were 18? Yes, and she wants to be the first in her family to graduate from college. Somebody probably got knocked up before 18 in that case. Says here, the Rose Festival Court program was designed to offer special opportunities for young women for further education and networking. To qualify for the Rose Festival Court, each applicant must be a full-time student, a member of the graduating class, have a grade point average of at least 2.75, because we're shooting real low here, demonstrate good citizenship, not even a B average. You don't even need a B average to be that. Demonstrate good citizenship. Oh, you want to do me? Here, I'll spread my legs. Sure. And have a good attendance record. How was her attendance record while she was busy giving birth? Curious. Candidates are evaluated on character. Really? Communication and presence. Portland Rose Festival Association awards each ambassador a $3,500 scholarship, and one ambassador will eventually be selected as the Rose Festival Queen. You know, I think beauty pageants are stupid. I think these positions are stupid. But how ridiculous to imply in any way that an 18-year-old single mother is a role model for anybody. Don't you think this is outrageous?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Your listeners are like the stupidest people I've ever heard in my life.
By the way, attention advertisers, you too can reach this prime demographic.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. We're talking about the Rose Festival ambassador in Portland, Oregon. Role model for all the young girls. She's an 18-year-old single mother. Vicky on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to say that although I basically agree with the essence of what you've been saying, that she's not a good role model, I was just wondering, what do you think of the boy who got her pregnant? Maybe he's the senior class president or the prom king. Should he be stripped of his title, too?
Well, I don't know that he has a title, and if you can produce any evidence that he has a title, I'd say the same thing. He knocked up the Rose Festival ambassador, you know. I mean, the bottom line here, though, is that females decide whether or not a birth is going to happen. That is a final decision of a woman. You hear that phrase that women have the right to choose. It's literally true. She did not have to be a single mother, and she could have had an abortion. She could have not had sex. She could have used the proper birth control or 2 or 3 methods of birth control to prevent it from happening. That's what a role model would do.
Although I agree with that statement, I'm saying hypothetically...
Well, hypothetically, I don't discuss hypotheses about people I don't know anything about. I do not know who knocked this girl up, and I don't have any evidence that he is being proffered a title of any kind.
I'm just asking you, in your opinion, if he was...
I don't really... I answered it already, but the reality is I don't really care, because we don't even know who that person is.
But there is a father...
For all we know, it could be her uncle. We don't even know who it is.
Well, there is a father who is involved here.
Well, we don't know who it is, and we don't know if he has a title. He could be in jail, for all we know.
Well, do you think the community of Portland should stand up and say young men should be good role models, too?
Well, again, the role model here is the person being proffered the title.
But
no one is saying that the guy who knocked her up is a role model. So, therefore, it's irrelevant to what I'm talking about.
It's irrelevant in terms of the actual...
Now, if the mayor of Portland knocked up the Rose Festival ambassador, then I would say there's something to talk about. But if it's just some dork who goes to school with her, somebody we never heard of, who has no title and is not being put forth with scholarship money and a title and being conferred this position as a role model in the community, what's the point? Who cares?
Well, it is relevant because it takes 2 to make a baby. And
no, dear, actually it doesn't. It takes 2 to have sex, but it only takes 1 to decide if a birth will take place, and that's the female.
Do you believe that young men have any responsibility for birth control whatsoever?
Oh, I believe they should use birth control. There's no doubt about it. But the ultimate arbiter is the woman, because the woman can say, no glove, no love. And if she gets pregnant, she can have an abortion.
So basically you're saying that the guy who got her in this situation should just get off scot-free, not take any responsibility?
How do we know that he's not paying child support?
No, we don't know that, but he's not being brought out in the public eye.
He is not. No one is trying to tell me he's a role model.
But
he's not the Rose King. He's not the mayor of Portland. He's not the governor of Oregon. He's not the winner of the spelling bee. I don't have any evidence that he's been given any titles, and nobody has told me he should be looked up to in any way. And to my knowledge, he has not received a $3,500 scholarship.
Well, so you're not going to answer my basic question.
I cannot answer a theoretical question about an imaginary person. I can't. You don't even know who the person is, for God's sake. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. James on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, thanks, Tom.
Sure.
That past caller doesn't have a clue, because this girl is being rewarded essentially for her irresponsibility, and I don't understand. I mean, I would be upset if my daughter were running for the same scholarship but it was rewarded to someone who was irresponsible.
How about we give young women an incentive not to get knocked up by saying single mothers cannot be the Rose Festival ambassador? Cannot be the Rose Festival queen. You can. If you're a single mother, you're out. How about giving them incentive to not do that?
I think it's a great idea. You know, and then my other question, I'm from Southern California, and I really don't understand this phenomenon in the Northwest of all these stories you talk about seem to come out of Seattle. I mean, what is going on up there? Because it seems like majority of people are fatherless, and that's kind of the norm up there.
My experience in Seattle and Portland is that you have the tail end of the hippie era. It's still going. You have the children of hippies. You have the children of people who just moved in with their old man, and maybe they stayed together and maybe they didn't. You have a matriarchal society where women rule, and you have guys who are completely pussy-whipped. And so they, they don't use birth control. The women get pregnant, and they get nailed for child support. When the men get divorced, they get screwed to the wall, even worse than California. That's the society.
And it seems like the women really don't care if there's a father around, whether they're married, whether they're of age or anything.
All they care about is getting money out of these guys once they get knocked up.
Yeah, great topic. We should not be rewarding people for being irresponsible. They should be accountable. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, James. Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's John on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. New to California, new to Leykis 101. Thank you for opening my eyes.
Sure.
All I want to know is, was she listening to Fantasia when she got knocked up?
You gotta wonder.
You gotta wonder. And you know what? She already learned the only lesson she has to learn, which is if she wants some guy to take care of her, she knows what to give him.
Yep, that's exactly right.
I can't believe we're rewarding this kind of behavior.
Well, all you 15 and 16-year-old girls in Portland, you know what to do now. You get knocked up and keep a 2.75 grade point average, and you'll be rewarded too.
$3,500. I remember when we just stripped Vanessa Williams of her crown for posing naked. Come on, Tom.
That's right.
Thank you very much, Tom. I'll keep listening.
John, thank you. Glenn on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Good to talk to you. You are an entertaining character. I got to admit that.
Why? Thank you.
Well, just to listen and get upset with you or agree with you from time to time. But, hey, on this topic, let me back up to a couple callers earlier. You asked some gal, you told this gal you know nothing about the gentleman that knocked this gal up. What do you know about the gal that got knocked up? How do you know she wasn't raped? Wasn't brought out in the paper. She's just a single mom. You don't know the circumstances.
Well, if I hear that, then I'll comment appropriately. I have not been told that.
Okay. The other thing, too, is it's only...
I'm doing this based on the information we all have.
Okay. Now, the information you're spouting out there, she opens her legs up, gets herself pregnant, she doesn't deserve to be up there.
I don't care whether she got raped or not, though. She should not be having babies at 18.
Well, that's true, okay?
And if she's going to have babies at 18, the society in Oregon should not be rewarding that behavior.
Personally, a lot of things shouldn't be rewarded. People that make dumb talk shows shouldn't get so much money.
Well, we do, but the reason we do is because we generate so much advertising revenue, and it's only fair that people like me, we get compensated for what we produce.
No, you are original in what you produce. You're kind of one of a kind.
It doesn't even matter if I'm original. If I produce high ratings and high advertising rates, I should be compensated accordingly, even if you think the content is dopey.
Well, that's true. I mean, if I do good in my business, I should be compensated accordingly, too, even if people don't...
And if you're not, you should find another business.
Exactly. But the point here is you seem to be over the map on this one.
No, I'm right. I'm very specifically focused.
Well,
you can do whatever you want with your life. You can get knocked up every 9 months if you want to, but the society should not be rewarding girls like this.
Well, it comes to that... the society also...
I mean, if I were the sponsors of this festival, I'd be ripping mad about it. I would not want an 18-year-old teenage single mother to be representing my business, my company, or my city.
Well, you're entitled to that, and you're...
What, you would?
Not to say I would.
Would you?
Well, I'm trying to...
Would you? Would you?
No,
All
I
right.
would not. I
So
don't
you
think
agree with me?
either. I agree that she shouldn't have the title. Where I kind of disagree is how you put this package together.
How?
You know, you're telling me it's okay for an 18-year-old to open their legs anytime they want as long as they don't get knocked up. And I don't think that's right either, Tom.
Well, it's not my job to tell people what kind of morality they should have.
Well, it's not your job, but you sure get it out there.
Now, the vast majority of 18-year-olds are sexually active, as you probably know.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you there. Okay.
So it's not my job to tell people to put it back in their pants.
Well, some people should put it back in their pants until they're old enough to know how to use it.
Well,
And know how to accept the consequences if you use it wrongly.
so this girl, I'm sure, thinks she's doing a great job. She's going to have her baby. She's going to go to school. She's going to be the first one in her family to go to college. She thinks she is handling it right.
Tom, I have a 16 and an 18 and a 21-year-old. All of them think they know what they're doing, but they can still make mistakes.
And they're all having sex, aren't they?
Well, if they don't do it right, they can.
But they're all doing it, aren't they?
No, they are not.
Oh, you're lying. You're lying.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
What are you, a Mormon? They're all doing it.
No, not quite Mormon, but it's more of a morals and such too.
Mm-hmm.
Not.
Oh, so in other words, they can't tell you they're doing.
Well, no, it's an open household that way too. It's an open household.
Your 21-year-old lives at home?
Pardon? My oldest is not one living at home, and I must say he's not a virgin now either.
Okay, there's one.
They're all doing it, Tom.
Which one isn't doing it?
Would be the 16 and the 18-year-old.
You know that for a fact.
Not that, they're...
You damn straight you don't know it for a fact. 1-800-5800-TOM. Sandra on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, this is Sandra.
I know, I just said that.
Hey, I disagree with you. I was 16 and pregnant. I was a winter ball princess in my high school. I graduated midterm. I went to school. I'm pretty successful. I just purchased my 4th house, and I'm only 27.
All right, dear, let me give you an example of this, okay? I've used this example on the air before, so if people have heard it before, please excuse me. Let's say I jumped off a 10-story building and lived. Should everybody jump off a 10-story building?
No, you're right. They shouldn't. But just
It's wrong to do that, don't you think?
It's wrong to do that, but
And it's wrong to be 16 and be having babies. It's wrong.
Yeah, you know what? I don't regret it. I'm pretty.
Well, you don't, but your kid might. But your kid might regret it.
You think so? He's going to have a lot.
Have you read the statistics on this? We read it on the air the other day. Your kid's more likely to be a drug addict, more likely to be an alcoholic, more likely to be a criminal, more likely to become a teenage parent himself.
I don't want that for my son, but
You may not, but guess what? That's what's likely according to the statistics.
Yeah, but I'm not a statistic. According to statistics, young moms tend to repeat it and have another baby. I didn't. I waited till my son
But it
was
doesn't
7.
matter. The point is that children of single mothers, this is what generally happens to them.
Yeah, but I'm pretty successful. I don't think it doesn't.
But we're not talking about you. We're talking about your kid.
I doubt it.
That's what everybody says. Everybody's kid is a little perfect thing there.
You know what? I don't know what's going to happen when he gets older, but I think I'm raising him pretty good.
Everyone thinks that. Everybody says that about their kids. Everybody. I'm sure Mrs. Adolf Hitler used to go around.
Yeah, at the moment he's doing good. I don't know what's going to happen later on the road, but hopefully he learns from his mom and knows.
We don't know. When you find a joint in his knapsack at school, in his backpack, maybe then you'll have a different opinion.
Yeah, I will. I'm sure I will.
We don't know what's going to happen to your son yet.
Yeah, we don't. But I just wanted to call you. Not everybody messes. Not everybody.
No one said everybody, but it is not the kind of thing we should be encouraging and rewarding.
No, we shouldn't encourage it. But then again, you can't put her down.
Yes, I can, and I just did.
That's not right. You did, but it's not right. Not every. I think I'm a success story. I did pretty well.
But the point is, you shouldn't be the homecoming queen. You shouldn't be the Rose Festival queen. You should not be in a position to influence other teenage girls.
I was a winter ball princess.
It's wrong.
At 6 months pregnant.
It's wrong.
Okay, Tom. I don't agree with it, but...
Don't you think that what you do will influence the behavior of others?
No.
So you don't think people pay attention to Miss America or Miss Universe?
Yeah, they do pay attention to it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they... want to end up pregnant just because that girl came up, just because I got her some popularity.
Well, because you hear people like you going, well, I did it, and I'm successful. What do you think a 15-year-old girl is going to do when she hears you say that?
When I work in an emergency room, and when I see these girls come in pregnant, I think they're pretty stupid. Only because I know, they come in with 2-3 kids at 17, and I don't, they're wrong.
So if they keep it to only one, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Not only keep it to one.
Teenagers should not be having babies, period. Period. And I don't give a rat's ass how fulfilling you think it is. It's bad for kids.
It's not fulfilling, but you know what? I just, I'm not a statistic, so I think
it's bad for children, and you don't care. All you care about is you.
Not about just me. But,
it's not good for children. It's not.
Good.
It's wrong, and it's not good for children.
Okay, Tom.
But you don't care.
Yeah, I do.
No, you really don't.
I don't think they should come up pregnant. They should wait till they're older, but what's done is done.
Yeah, well, guess what, though? Many of them hear people like you, and they go, well, she did it, I can do it.
You're right. That's true, but it's not easy. It was hard.
But you made it sound like it was a snap, and you bought your 4th house, and everything's great, and your kid is perfect.
It wasn't easy, but I'm pretty successful after everything I've been through.
There you go. So, girls, go right out and spread your legs tonight. Don't bother using any birth control. If Sandra can do it, you can do it. Do you feel better now?
Anybody can do it, Tom.
There you go. Anybody can do it. All you 12-year-olds there who are developing early, come on. Tell your uncle, come on into your bedroom late at night. Come on, I'll spread my legs. Let's go. Sandra can do it. You can do it.
You make it sound so awful, though, Tom.
It is awful.
It's
awful. It's awful. Yeah, it's awful. It's awful for children. It is. I really care about kids, and what you did, you had no regard for what might happen down the line. None.
You're right, Tom. Again.
I know.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Your most important thing is the woman's rat.
That's the second most important thing.
Okay, so what's the first?
Your vagina. That's definitely ahead of the rack. No vagina, the rack doesn't do any good.
Okay, good point. You gotta have both.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Bryce on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Tom, this is Bryce Essex. I'm at Fort Lewis, and I've been listening to your show only recently for like the last 6 months, and dude, you're God. You're hitting right on point. The lady that called in and said, "Oh, I can do it. Well, you know what? When I was in high school, I saw girls getting pregnant left and right, and you know what it does? It makes me have to pay money for them to succeed in life.
That's right.
I'm getting tired of it, frankly.
Yeah, well, we're all getting tired of it, I think.
We're all paying this money, and it's just draining our economy. But like you said, they don't see anything wrong with it. And these people calling in and promoting it are killing us.
No doubt about it, Bryce. You're absolutely right. Damien on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
I'm doing okay.
Okay, I have two things to say. First one, make a comment about the young pregnant woman. I had a similar situation, except I unfortunately was not unidentified like the Rose Queen's father or partner was. When I was fresh out of high school, had to start off having a good job and everything, had this girl claim that I got her pregnant. So I was going to be responsible and help take care of the kid and everything. And it turns out that she had also slept with 4 other guys the same week, but picked me as the father because I was the only one of the 4 that had a job.
Oh, God.
And when the kid was born, he actually came out being Hispanic, which is far from me at all. And then she claimed that I was the father and everything, and the kid comes out, he's Hispanic and everything. And for years, I was the nice guy, always being responsible, trying to be I'm still respectful, but always getting run over by girls left and right.
Did you, by the way, ever end up paying anything to her, or?
No.
Okay, good.
No, nothing at all. I got lucky on that one.
So she conceded that she was banging other guys.
She did eventually admit it. After her best friend is the one that told me that she had been sleeping around at the same time, and she was confronted and did eventually admit it. So I got out of any financial responsibility on that one.
Yeah.
But
and how did she react to you when she had to take a look at the kid that didn't look like you?
She was The look on her face was a little bit shocked. She just kind of had this, well, technically, she goes, down your genetic pool or whatever, you could have some genes that are recessive and everything, and she tried to play it off that way, saying that I might have some Hispanic blood in my system somewhere, and it just didn't work over for me.
Oh, boy. Did you ever have to get a DNA test, or it didn't go that far?
It didn't. It never got that far, thankfully.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be worried about it if it was, because, like I said, she was coming up with any excuse that she could, and her best friends and everything said that this kid looked just like some other guy that she'd slept with, so I was not worried at all.
Oh, I completely understand. Bree on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
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 I'm calling about the girl that thinks it's okay to have a baby in high school, and how she mentioned that it's not wrong for prom queens or whatever to have kids. In junior high, there was a show, Degrassi Junior High, and one of the main characters was pregnant. And in the school, they were all trying to rally and have her be able to graduate and stay in school. And in 7th grade, when I watched it, I thought it was cool to be pregnant.
Yeah, see, I think a lot of girls think that way. We
Yeah,
should
and
not be
honestly-
giving them the impression that this is wonderful and great and it's going to be easy and everybody's going to be supportive, because it's just not true.
Right. And then in high school, as I got older and saw what it was really like for these girls who got pregnant, I smartened up. But had that been my only experience, my life could have been completely different.
You're absolutely right, Bree. This is Mike on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Thomas. How are you today?
I'm okay, Mike.
That's good. I just want to call and comment on that gentleman that had 3 kids and the one was having sex that he thought and the other 2 weren't. What kind of guy is thinking this at this point? It's ridiculous, for one, for him to even fathom that they're not having sex.
Yeah.
And 2, if he should really console his kids and tell them, here, this is how you're going to protect yourself. Use this stuff, and you're going to prevent this stuff from happening to you.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is the women should be 100% responsible for their own bodies. I don't think the male should be responsible. It's up to the woman. She's the one that makes the decisions. I live in New York State, one of the worst states you can live in as far as having to pay for welfare and that.
Yeah.
Wonderful state for welfare. And I'm a taxpayer, and I don't agree with it that these women are able to have all these kids and still they're rewarded for it.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to pay. We're supposed to give them child tax credits and daycare money and job training programs and all that. We have a job training program. It's called High School. Stay in it.
Exactly. And to just sit there and keep throwing money at these people, it's like, no, wait a second. You know what? I have to go to work every day. I have to put my time in, and if I have a child, I have to pay for that child. I have a house I have to pay for. What makes it right for these people to sit here and suck off the system and not have to give anything back? I don't agree with that. I really don't.
I agree with you, Mike. John, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Dad.
How you doing, son?
Well, I'm all right. If you look at her last name, Montoya, she is Spaniard, and up here we call those people Mexicans. And to be 18 and having a kid, that's almost old hag, you know, because I usually see 14, 15-year-olds with 2, 3 kids already.
Well, the difference between the Pacific Northwest and California, where I live, though, is that the vast majority of single mothers are Caucasian.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We got a lot of canneries and restaurants up here these people need to work in, so, I mean, at least the kid will have a future. If she wins the $3,500, you know, world's the limit.
Now, you have to understand, I live in a largely Latino community, and, you know, many Latinos are very conservative background and do not approve of this and do not engage in this kind of behavior.
That's the difference of hemispheres right here, because up here, I don't know. They just don't seem to care.
Well, again, look around you, John. There's an awful lot of Caucasian teenagers.
Oh, there are.
A lot. I think it has more to do with the fact that the Pacific Northwest just turns a blind eye to this, no matter what color you are.
Oh, we turn a blind eye to everything around here.
Mm-hmm. Well, except building stadiums or growth or things like that.
Oh, no. We don't want to do anything positive. Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, there you go.
There's probably one of the dads right there. Take me out Lacey Peterson style, followed by a bong hit.
Here you go, John.
Thanks, Tom.
Melissa on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay.
You know what? I really agree with you 100%. I myself, I'm now married and have 2 children. But unfortunately, I ended up getting pregnant in high school, and I regret every minute of it. I did go on to finish high school and did go on to go to college, but you know what? It's too hard. These kids should be kids. They shouldn't have to be put into a parenthood at young ages.
And they should get an education. Why make it hard for yourself to finish school?
That is, you know what? I never even walked across my high school graduation stage because I was pregnant. They would not let me. You know, and I don't think that that's something that should be taken away from kids. You should be able to go to your proms, go to your dances, go to all this stuff that normal teenagers can do. And it's hard whenever you have a child because you've got to worry about daycare. You've got to worry about all this kind of stuff, and they're just not mature enough to handle this stuff.
You are right about that.
1-800-5800-TOM.
Really?
1-800-5800-866.
I know when my dad took the strap to me, I damn well deserved it.
Nobody deserves that.
You don't think you learned a lesson along the way? You turned out all right, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm 46, and I learned not to have kids. That's what I learned.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis show at 1-800-5800-TOM. John's in Portland on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hello. It's a pleasure to talk to you, Tom.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Can I help you?
Hello, this is John.
Oh, did you want to talk to Tom?
I did.
Okay, hold on, please. It's the Tom Leykis show, 1-800-5800-TOM. This is John on the Tom Leykis show.
Hi, Tom. This is John. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Sorry, something went funny with my phone there.
Oh.
Hey, I'm an obstetrician in the Portland, Vancouver area, and I think a lot of this problem is the mothers that come in with these kids and think it's an absolute thrill that they're having a baby.
Yeah, because they did it themselves when they were 16, 17. That's part of the problem.
Well, it isn't all mothers that did that, but there's something about these moms that get some positive, perverse pleasure out of watching their kids having babies and another baby in the house. And I have this theory for women. It's like the women's version of child abuse. Men have sexual abuse issues, and women have this thing where they have to get this positive love and attention from their daughters. And this is one of the ways they do it.
Outrageous. It's outrageous.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to watch it. And the things that they're given as far as scholarships and money. And actually, I had one real nice 16-year-old girl tell me that she thought it was absolutely too easy for her to have a baby. She had that insight.
Just amazing. Shannon, hello.
Hey, Tom. You know, I am just disgusted and sickened by these women because in the 21st century, there is just no excuse for these sows to keep having kids.
Yes.
I mean, it's like we have birth control and abortion. I just think that men need to know that if a girl out there isn't telling you that she's going to have an abortion, or if she isn't on the birth control pill, and if she isn't insisting on condoms, you need to drop her like a hot potato because she's not worth it, she's ignorant, and she'll screw your life up.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Shannon, thank you. Tim, on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
I just started listening to your show a couple weeks ago, and can't exactly say I agree 100% with everything, but a lot of stuff I do. And I just really wanted to say thank you for setting, before the last break, the one guy that tried to bring race into the whole issue. Thanks for setting him straight, because, you know what, it's just one of those add-on things that just makes you sound really ignorant when you try and tie stuff like that into it.
Well, you know, I live in a community that is a majority Latino, and, you know, I don't think it has anything to do with being Latino. There's a real conservative nature of Latino families, and many of them are very, very disapproving of this. But in the Pacific Northwest, it doesn't matter what color you are. Everybody loves seeing their teenage daughter given birth.
Yeah, it's you know what, I'm actually going to school to be a high school teacher, and I'm in an area that's highly Latino, and you know what, I live down here in southern Orange County where, you know, it's a predominantly white area, and a lot of people, when they found out where I was doing my student teaching and stuff, found out about, you know,
they probably said a lot of nasty things about it.
The Tom Leykis Show.